Hey guys, I'm gonna make this really fun, easy, simple, and wonderful Christmas gift for a bunch of my family and friends, and I want to show you what I'm doing. You only need 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients, and they can all be bought at the grocery store, which is what I did. Super easy, cheap, but really nice gift. So they're tub teas, and they can be put in the tub in a little cheesecloth. I also bought some cheesecloth from the grocery store. I use actual herbal tea, and you don't want to let like petals get in the tub, so that's why I use the cheesecloth. If you want to opt away from the tea and use essential oils instead, you can. I'm actually using both, but if you just use essential oils, you can give it as a soak. You don't have to include the muslin cloth. So let's make it. The ingredients are Epsom salts, unscented Epsom salts, coarse sea salt. You could use Himalayan salt if you want to, baking soda, and herbal tea. So I have a hibiscus berry, which is really fragrant, and I'm also using a lavender peppermint. I'm making a bunch, so I've got some different scents going on. I've got a lot of essential oils that I'm adding to them too, just as a scent boost, but you don't need them. Like I said, one or the other is probably fine. I also have some rose petals. I'm making a rose grapefruit Ylang Ylang one. These are my rose petals, dried, and I've had them, so I didn't have to buy those. But I'm going to do the hibiscus berry for you, show you how to do it. So I also bought these mason jars at the grocery store. This is an 8-ounce jar. They're probably the most expensive item, but I bought a lot of them. They're like $1 a jar. So if you're just going to make one, no big deal. You can buy them in singles too. Okay, so it's 2 parts sea salt to 1 part Epsom salt, and in this 8-ounce jar, I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of sea salt. I'm not a very exact measurer, but I don't think you need to be for this gift. Okay, so 1/4 cup of sea salt, 2 tablespoons of Epsom salts, and 2 teaspoons, that's just my amount that I like, of baking soda. 2, 3, 4. I can't count in my head and do it at the same time, or I'll forget how much I used. Okay, so next is I'm going to add some orange essential oil because I like how it blends with the hibiscus berry tea. And if you do use essential oils, 10 to 15 drops for this size jar is probably good, but it depends on what oil you're using. The one I'm making with Ylang Ylang, I only use 4 drops of the Ylang Ylang because it's so powerful. But this orange is not as powerful, especially when mixed with the potent herbal tea. So I'm going to be using 12 drops of orange. And also, I forgot, I did get an extra ingredient at the grocery store. You don't have to include this, but I like how it adds a different level. It gives it some color pop, and I'm sure once it's in the hot water in the bath, it'll smell even better. This is orange peel, dried orange peel, and I have some dried lemon peel for the peppermint vanilla, or peppermint lavender one. And I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of orange in here, I think. Maybe 1.5. and then we'll see. Okay, now for the tea, I'm going to do 2 tablespoons and really you can just mess with it and see what works best for you and what flavors you get, because who knows if your grocery store will have the same teas that I have. Loose leaf tea obviously is probably going to be the best thing, but if you have to get bagged tea, you can just open up the bags. And then you mix. I do a little smell test after I mix it all up and just see if it's lacking in anything in particular. And this is a good time to add in your love, your good intentions for your friends and family. Also, because it's in a jar, I think I'm just gonna give it a good shake. Sometimes it gets stuck at the bottom, and I want it to be nicely incorporated. Okay, that looks good. Give it a smell. Still smells a lot of orange, so I think I'm gonna put a little more tea. Maybe 1 more tablespoon. This is a really great thing to do with kids too, because everything here is non-toxic. If they put it in their mouth, they're not going to die. You don't have to call poison control, and it's fun. You can do a little recipe, make it learning activity out of it. It's very sensory, and you know, they're making something for others, which is so important for me, at least, to instill in my children, rather than just going out and buying something from the store. Okay, much better. Now I smell everything. Good to go. I don't have my cheesecloth cut already, but I'm just cutting it into squares that I've kind of already measured out, but it's not exact. It's really just get a square, and I put the lid on first. The inside of the lid is on. And this is how they're going to use it. They're going to put maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons in the cheesecloth and then wrap it with the string that I give them and throw it in the tub. Like I said, if you only use essential oils, you can just call it a soak and they can put it directly in the tub. But I like this, just gives it a little added extra something. For people who don't have a tub, like I was going to give one to my mother-in-law, but she doesn't have a tub, so I'm going to call it a foot tea bath, foot soak. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just make her one without the tea. And call it a scrub, like to scrub directly on the skin, which would be good for too. Okay, so there we go. Jar lid is on. This is probably a 5-minute craft if I wasn't talking so much. Also, I'd really like to normalize giving self-care gifts to men. This is not just for women. First of all, I've never met a man that doesn't like a bath. And second of all, there's nothing feminine about this. It should be enjoyed by everyone. So I'm probably going to be giving this to the men in my family as well. And I encourage you to do the same. Okay, there. Tied it with the string so they have something to wrap their tea bag, tub tea bag with, and it's all done. And it smells amazing, and I think it only took me 5 minutes, maybe a little longer. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Merry Christmas.